feel to it.
Yeah, it's got an almost improvisational tone.
This semester on Stat 201, prepare yourself for YouTube, because we're all zoomed out. Cahoots and special guests, Tiny Brian, Puppet Shark, Evil Moobot,
I am Moobot.
Morty the Rabbit, and more. Super Statistics Bros.
Hey, how's everyone doing? We are live for the first office hours. Today is the groundbreaking of the new Haslam, so I'm in a suit. It's a pretty rare occurrence, but you never know. And we are fixing up a few things in the background, a little chill music while we get started right here. Who's in the chat? Anyone in the chat right now? Sent out the announcement. There we go, I can hear the music now. We are just getting ready, getting the semester started. I'm going to talk about the asynchronous class to start right here. I think we're streaming around the internets. Yeah, and we can hear me, we can hear the music. Okay, let's go check out the asynchronous class. We'll see if anyone joins in right here. Hey, Nick, right there. I'm in 474 and in 454. Hey, let's throw you some extra credit right there. I appreciate you being here. Just saying, hey, good to see you there, Nick. Yeah, I think I remember from, did you take 201? I'm trying to remember. I see all the names online. Mod in the chat, like it. Mubot there in the chat saying hey to everybody. We're going to talk about some... Yep, I like it. Good to see you here. Thank you so much. And we got a lot of things. We're going to be posting a new job opportunity on the Discord with First Horizon. So as long as the person I contacted said, yes, you can post this on the Discord, which I think they'll be all right with. So when we posted, hey, Bailey, good to see you there. Nice. Thank you, Bailey. Let's go on a limb and make Bailey a mod right there. In class with Adam. Was I in your section this week? I swung by and was in the 474, that's data mining, and 454, I should know what that is. Well, Bailey, you came to the right spot. We're gonna start talking about the async right away. So let's put a timestamp in here for people who watch this in the future. And here we go. Asynchronous Stat 201 advice. Let's go check it out here on the main screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is what your asynchronous class looks like right here if you're in the Stat 201 asynchronous class. I want you to notice right here, you've got the Stat 201 homepage, just has a bunch of resources on it. You've got the Stat 201 YouTube channel, which you're on right now, so you can go here. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but check this out. If you go to the YouTube channel, and this is the biggest advice I can give you, probably a lot of people focusing on the start of this video, and let's say you're confused on Chapter 3, Rain, No Rain problem. So what you'll notice here is you'll see Long Hair Brian, Blast from the Past. And if you go down to the timestamps, you can see I work on the Chapter 3 homework, Rain, No Rain problem. And this is one of the first questions that people really get stuck on, I'd say. People have no idea how to do this problem, dealing with predicting if it rained or didn't rain on certain days. You can see past students. Andrew Wind, who's in one of our quotes right there, Andrew Wind. Good to see all the former students over here, and Ella. So with this right here, you can watch me solve problems. I explain how to solve it. I work through different problems, showing the step-by-steps. So I also do other things like coding in R, and you can see all the timestamps. And if you want to see the placebo versus drug problem, you just click right here. So my best advice is, 1, please ask for help. But 2, know how to find help too. So you can go here and go to Chapter 5, let's say Rivet. If you usually go to a keyword and a problem, I know a lot of the problems from the chapter. You can see this video right here and click down to the timestamps, and you can see me working Chapter 5 problems, a company that manufactures rivets. You wouldn't know this unless you're working the problem, but usually the very start of the problem, a company that manufactures rivets, I put that in the description of the video, a company that manufactures rivets. So if you're working on a homework, if you're working on a quiz, I've probably done it in a video. I can't promise everything. Does that make sense, Bailey? Like, I want you to be able, if you're stuck and you're like, I have no idea how to solve this, I am completely stuck. There's probably, did I like my own video? Apparently I did. The way it goes. I probably have a video of me walking through the step-by-step solve of it. And you can see the different office hours on here. And if you go to the live, you can see we're currently live on office hours right now. You're welcome. And so usually during the semester, you would just generally check in to see what Brian's doing. Like the start of last semester, twas the night before Stats 101, hadn't cut my hair yet. Office hours is the start of last semester right here. And you can see we start to go through and work through some of the problems, data analytics 1, and all these different things. So you could even look in on last semester to see chapter 2. So if you can't even look at last semester's videos, you'll see I'll generally do the things we're doing, like the histogram to the right. So if you're stuck on this, I show how to do this problem right here with the histogram and explain it. We actually have lights now, so we got better lighting in the studio. Thank you to UT. Really, we get to do a lot of great things. So once again, this is kind of how to find help. That right there. Do you post all the office? Yes. So the office hours goes live on YouTube right after it's posted. So this video remains up. And what I do is I take timestamps, and that's what you see in the video right there. So while I'm going on talking right here, I put timestamps in so you can come back later. So if you can't attend office hours, which I highly suggest just attending office hour and checking it out, and then we'll probably do something with your guys' bonus too. We've got Mubot who helps out, but
I help out and track the office hours points.
I'll probably do something with even the online or the asynchronous students getting bonus points. But if you're stuck on anything, just let me know, and we can give you guys help and find the resources. Just let me know. And my email, which is on here, will go back to the syllabus, or we'll go back to the main page. Here's the online via office hours link, links to YouTube again. Here's how to get to my office, second floor, Stokely Management Center. So we'll just watch this really briefly right here for people who don't know. If you leave the Haslam College of Business building and turn around, you will see Stokely Management Center. These are the elevators that you'll go through. So it's just, you're basically underneath the building when you leave Haslam, and then you reach out and you press the up button, and then someone gets off the elevator and you cut them out of the video. You get on the elevator, you go up to floor 2. Filming and doing it, I was like, where are we going? And so you go to floor 2, and on floor 2 you get out, and here you are, and we have our amazing secretaries, Laura, Sarah, and Janice over there on the left right there. This is my office here on the right. So sometimes I'll be in my office. My office has a lot of monitors. You're always free to check it out, and I give students tours. Your chat is over here on this big 55-inch screen over there. I'm sitting over here right now and broadcasting to the class. There's me, and there's my information about when my hours are. And then the Milton area, thank you to George and Peggy Milton, is over here on the left. So if you want to come up to office hours, which are posted, the in-person, you would just come up here, hang out, do work. It's a nice area to relax. And we want students up here. We want students up here doing work because it justifies the utilization of the space. So that is where the Milton office hours are. They'll be starting up here on Thursday. I'll be sending a big announcement like, come to office hours. And I'll probably be doing like a Find Brian thing on campus. So check out that tomorrow. I'll have some prizes. Let's go over the syllabus a little. Well, the syllabus you can kind of read, and I'm going to hit some of kind of the key points. Now, if you're in the asynchronous class, and let me take a note on this, like asynchronous assignments. Okay, asynchronous assignments here. Timestamp. You have a few different types of assignments for the asynchronous class. If you look right here, you have the knowledge checks. And the knowledge checks are in the bonus category. I might change the labels of these a little bit. As you know, if you're in the asynchronous class, our class got added Friday. And so I was basically getting everything added in. You've got the flashcard bonuses. You've got, which are, if you make flashcards, which I highly suggest making, you can upload your screenshots here of your flashcards or your pictures. And it's just to check to see if you're kind of following along. So they don't have to be perfect. You just take a quick snap of them, and then you send it through the link, and you just upload as you go through the semester, and you get bonus at the end of the semester. The knowledge checks are bonuses because you have a lot of assignments. You have the lectures and the videos. So the lecture is more like a book format. We'll go into one of the lectures here. If there's errors, please let me know. I'll have to go in and correct and re-upload, and I'm very sorry if there's errors. I've tried to make no errors right here. So I was going back through the lectures. I made these, so don't worry, I've done them. I made them. Quantitative variables are ones that are actual real numbers, units, and all that stuff. Categories put things into groups right here, given by short description. Did it literally go in order? It did. and they submit. And I would write these down. Like an identifier is a group of one, it's unique. And you're meant to go through here and read kind of the topics. And we're on the knowledge check. What actually you'll be going through is, stats get a bad rap, seeing how 4 out of 9 Alabamians had colorectal cancer in 1986. But, what do these numbers actually mean? What is the real context? And all data needs context. So to complete the activity, you have to click on it. And like 4 out of 9, what is the proper context for this? Did 4 out of 9 Alabamians really die of colorectal cancer in 1986? And down here it says, today more than 75% of all colorectal victims are cured. So it's people who had colorectal cancer, and that's kind of the real context. 4 out of 9 Alabamians who have colorectal cancer and didn't receive treatment will die is the actual context, and then you can continue. And statistics are actually fun and useful. Disney uses stats. Pepsi Frito-Lay uses stats. What actually are statistics? Basically numbers that give context to data. Take notes on this. I know I'm going through it quickly because I made it. So you're meant to kind of engage with this and understand, what's going on. And you have to complete the little activities right here and understand, like, how do we use statistics? Who's using statistics? So I hope it's enjoyable. I wanted it to be like, hey, this is how the real world application of these topics you're learning are being used. Going back here to assignments, so those are the lecture videos you have, or the lecture book kind of material you have. Now, here's where I feel people are going to fall off, is because they might start doing these the night they are due. You also have the videos. So the videos are me teaching, so you actually get me teaching the material. And what I would suggest doing is I would put the videos at 1.5 speed, as I've done right here. Now, there are questions. Don't start clicking through because you might miss a question. There will be questions in the video. The video will pause, and it should eventually do this. You're probably going to have a question like, all data needs what? All data needs context, which is literally on the test. So if you're watching these videos and working along and taking notes, a lot of these questions I present to you could become test questions. The test is multiple choice, fill in the blank, numeric entry, some short answers on test 2 and 3. So I can't promise you're going to see every question that's here. It's going to be multiple formats. And we should eventually see a question. I do one about every 2 minutes or so. Oh, all data needs context. We're surely going to ask the students, what does all data need? Context. So, and you can rewatch if you're like, I don't remember what he said. You're like, I didn't get this. It didn't really sink in. And of course, take a note. All data needs context. Really great flashcard to do right there. And you continue on. And so these videos right here are me teaching the concepts to you and then asking you short review questions to make sure you are clued in. Once again, I highly suggest watching them at 1.5 speed and then just focusing. If you watch them at 1 speed, you can. It's great too. 2's a little fast. But if you say, okay, this is a 29-minute video, I've got 25 minutes of focus in me to answer the questions. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to take notes, and when it pauses, I'm going to write down that question. You're probably going to learn it better, and then you're going to do homeworks that reinforce the knowledge. And yeah, what would I ask right here? What do we do with statistics? We just basically measure and control for variation. I'm trying to find where a spot is where I ask a question. So now it's on variables like categorical quantitative identifier. So hopefully these videos are engaging. I try to make the topic relatable and give you hints like SSPP for population parameters, sample statistics. I probably should have written SSPP on the screen, or did I? Pass, Brian, did you do it? I didn't write it. I did say SSPP though, which we say in class, sample statistics, population parameters. And if you want to know more about them, watch the video and I'll go more in depth than just saying the mnemonic way of remembering it. So you have video lectures and you have a book. And the reason you have 2 things is because you only learn things by repeating and using the knowledge. So I want to make sure you're being quizzed on it and you're also reading it, and then you do assignments on it. You don't have class, so you don't have to worry about, you don't even have to attend this office hours, but I'm so glad you did. And please ask any questions anytime. But the videos and the lectures, I'll be trying to watch them to see if people are doing them. And then I'm also going to look to see how they register with Gage. Roxy, great to see you there. Do you also teach statistics classes during the summer? I do teach stats classes during the summer. I usually teach mini-term, and great to see you there, Roxy. Let me know if you have any questions, and you can email me at bstevens@utk.edu if you have specific questions, and my email should be on, well, it is on the syllabus. So if you're looking to contact me, it's bstevens@utk.edu. I do teach summer classes, and my contact information, bstevens@utk.edu, displayed on the screen right there. And please ask any more questions. That's kind of a quick overview on your assignments. They're all presented to you right here. Do notice there are quite a bit of assignments. I would suggest on the weekend taking maybe an hour on Saturday or an hour on Sunday sitting down and getting a little bit ahead. Right now, you have a knowledge check on Thursday, which is a bonus. I would still do it. And you also have video one stats start here, which needs to be completed. Now, the videos close, but the book stays open. I believe I have it that way right now. I'm going to double check. Once again, I was setting up the course over the last few days, but there has to be a close for the quiz to stay closed. And I think the book I have staying open so that way you can access the book over a longer period of time. And I'll double check those to make sure they have the right accessibility. We might have to maneuver some stuff. In other words, don't miss the due dates. You could lose out on doing the video. And considering today is Wednesday already, if you're watching this right now, I do the video. Yay, awesome. I might have to drop this class this semester since I have two other courses. I was hoping to, oh, thank you so much. No, thank you, Roxy. No worries. Hey, we're here for you. We're whatever your choices are, we want you to be on that path that best helps you towards graduation and your goals. I teach mini term, and I also teach winter mini term. Winter mini term's coming up. So if you want to jump in on winter mini term, you could do that also. And the big thing about mini term, if anyone ever does mini term, that is where it's basically your job. The class is your job. I say to my winter mini term students and my mini term students, this is your 9 to 5. Like if you come to class, we have a 9 a.m. class, and you stay till noon, and then you stay till 3 and we do homework, you're probably good. So I say to students, like, just treat it like it's regular school back when you're an elementary school student. You're 9 to 5, you're 9 to 3. Every day you're here, you're doing work, you stay after you do homework. And if you do that, you're good. Problem is, and it's all right, half the students maybe say, nah, I'm not going to come to class, or nah, I'm not going to do homework. I'm not going to stay for the homework sessions. And then the nights before tests, they're staying up all night. And no, I promise you, you learn things by repetition. So that's why I repeat myself a lot. So just stay on track with the assignments right here. That's my biggest advice. As soon as you feel like you're falling behind, post in the Discord, email me a message. Don't post personal things in the Discord. But if you notice right here, there is a lot of assignments: the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 15th, the 16th, 17th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st. Because we don't have class. There is no class day. There's no you have to go to class. So then you have to do the whole teaching yourself of things, which you're not all on your own. I've made the videos, I've made the book for you. So you're not just being told, learn this material. You actually have the videos, you actually have the lectures. And I think that's I'm going to be watching. I think I only have like 60 asynchronous students, 50, 60, somewhere in that range. I think a few more have been added, but I'm going to be watching the asynchronous students, seeing if anyone's falling behind, because I'm just being 100% honest. Some students do great at asynchronous. Some students are self-motivated, get the work done, sit down, learn the lectures. And then, unfortunately, some say, well, I don't have anyone telling me to go to class. I think you've already covered this, but are you in-person office hours in that study room? Yes, you got it. So right here, if you want to show up in person and sit down, do some work, and when you come to in-person office hours, and Bailey, thank you so much for that question right there. Keep asking any you have. If you just walk in and say, you'll see me over there. If I'm over here, say, hey, Brian, I'm here for office hours, and I'll walk over there. Because sometimes if it's really slow, you might see me just walking around the department. But just say, hey, Brian, I'm 201. I'm here. And I'm like, yeah, let's go over here. And so with that, you just show up and you say, hey, Brian, I have a question, and we do work. We will literally solve any question. Usually when I'm working with a student, I kind of start at the level where I let them solve all the problems, and then I give hints. And don't worry, it's totally fine if this happens. If the student's totally stuck, I tell them the answer and explain the answer. So, and I will say this, I don't think I've ever had anyone show up to office hours regularly who's gotten less than a C in the class. And I think C's are pretty rare. I'm pretty sure I've had students who feel like they're going to make D's and C's, make B's, or sometimes even A's. One student told me there was no way he was going to pass the class. He failed every test except for the last one and made a B in the class. And I have students who complain about A minuses. He was so happy about a B. Got like a 40 on the first test, 40 on the second test. I think he made like a 80 or something on the last test. And we just worked with him, not giving away any personal information, but there were issues where memory was an issue. And he just told me, Brian, I'm not going to pass this class. And I said, you're going to pass. And I'm really proud of him. Like he was open about these things, especially talk to other students about it. But that's what I like to see. I like for people to meet the goals that they have. And then when someone says, I want to pass the class, we're going to help you pass the class. If someone says, I want to make a B, we're going to help you make a B. I'm having trouble joining the Discord channel, specifically the, I think, did I get an email from you today yet? Let's talk about that. We'll jump over a new topic, Discord. Okay, thank you so much there. We're going to talk about the Discord. So if you can right now, can you send me a quick email to bstevens@utk.edu from your UTK account and just send me a picture of you trying to authenticate? My email is bstevens@utk.edu. Send me a picture of you on the Discord trying to authenticate, and I will authenticate you. I've got it up right over here. I'm going to go try to find you. This just helps me let me know you're a student. No worries. They are live, right? They are viewable. We go, and is the bot still running? Oh, there we go. I think I see you. Okay, I see you. So once you send me the email, I will authenticate and you'll have full access. So just shoot me a quick email and be like, hey, that is me on the Discord. It's just I'm 99% certain. Does that make sense, Alicia, right there? And tell me if I pronounce anyone's name wrong. Let me know if that makes sense. Just send me that quick email. Hi, that's me on the Discord, and like throw a screenshot. Yes, awesome. And you will be authenticated, and you will be able to see the 201 channels. I'm clicking through all my emails of every email I sent. Basically, since the Discord is kind of out there, we make sure we have not like locked down, but we want to make sure people can't get in who would, you know, troll us. We don't want that. Let's see. We have a welcome party. How's everyone's week doing? Have people had a good start of their week? It is a busy up. Here we go. Thank you so much. And I want you to go look over your Discord right now. There you go. You're good to go. Thank you so much, Alicia, right there. You are good to go. And for anyone who's wanting that process, if you're a student, you're having trouble authenticating, please just send me a quick email of a screenshot of you trying to authenticate and be like, hey, this is me. You're welcome. And that's all it takes. Because then I can be like, yep, that's you. You sent me from your UTK email. Like, then I just look and I'm like, yep, that's a UTK email. Because that's all the bot's doing. The bot's just making sure you're a UTK student. And I can do that too. I can do whatever our bots can do. You'd hope humans can do what bots can do. And yeah, and we might have a name change request right here. So yeah, and then you can ask about a name change request. I should have marked the video. We'll put in here, join on the Discord. So let me make sure the video is marked right here. And help join in the Discord. The Discord really is a great spot where we already have people talking video games and comics, and also getting help mentioning like, hey, will the office hours be posted? So just join the Discord and ask questions. Here we go, video details. Let me go back in time. You're welcome, Nick, and so good seeing you here. Thank you, Nick, for swinging by. Some extra Mew bucks for you right there. So 2403, joining the Discord. So once again, if people are wondering about joining the Discord, all you have to do is click the links that we've sent out. I think Mewbot even sometimes sends the Discord link out. But just click the Discord link in your syllabus or via your announcements. If you get stuck or there's a problem joining, just let us know. Email me, bstevens@utk.edu. It asked if I wanted to join the coding or social channels. What's the difference? You don't have to join either. You can hit next. Basically, the social channels are kind of fun, though. The social channels, we got people posting pictures of their pets. So the social channels just let you see, like, we had a lot of pet pictures last night. So we got a cat, another cat, a dog, that cat is meowing at the traffic, a dog, 2 dogs, a pug, a cat. You even get to, I'll show you my Morty. You get to see more pictures like this if you join the social channel. This is my little Morty driving his car. Here we go. You get to see Morty driving his car. Let's go to the main screen. There's Morty driving his car. That's our bunny, Morty. Morty the Bunny. And so that's what kind of people with the social channels, it's just whatever people want. And we added a comics channel last night because people were like, let's get some comics. And so we added it. We just added a comics channel. And if people want to use them, foodies, I think people are already posting. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. I have to agree. I was talking about basically how my wife and I get tons of coffee for cheap prices. Like, here's the thing. Starbucks is expensive now. Not that it wasn't ever expensive, but we got that on Amazon for like $35, and it lasts us like 5 months because each one of those lasts nearly a month. And it's like a tub like this size. Like, it's a full tub of coffee grounds. And is it as good as Starbucks? Maybe not. Is it almost as good? Can you put some cream and sugar in it and some caramel? Sure. And so every morning we wake up and we have fresh coffee, and we've got like the auto brew option. So you can just set it at night. And then, yeah. And basically a nice, good coffee maker, I think, is a good investment, especially if you use it. Now, if you don't use it and you just go to Starbucks, then you lose money. Now Brian's just talking tips for life. But this is the coffee maker we have right here. No, it's actually not quite. It's similar because ours has a turn button, a turn thing. But yeah, so that's, you hear me talking about that, or people talking about video games. They're talking Dying Light trailer, Fortnite, Dying Light 2, they're talking about Dying Light 3, because we just had a Gamescom or something. And then Once Human, Detroit Become Human. So you see things like that in the chats where people just talk about like social things. That's the social channels. And I'm gonna move to, I think one person joined. I can move people around. Where's the move button? They are in move to inactive away from keyboard. There we go. There we go. We have, I think sometimes people join the voice channels by accident. So we move them to a non-voice channel. So that way they're not like talking through the Discord. Some people are new to Discord, so they're learning it. Any questions about this or coffee? So like, think about this. Here, wait, check this out. Oh man. I'm going to come up with something cool right here. I'm going to show you the power of AI and what we can do with analytics. Let's talk about, so we're kind of going on a tangent right now for fun, and we're going to do a section right here called Fun with Analytics / How to Save Money. Okay. So AI is absolutely insane. We're going to go here to OpenAI. And let's go to ChatGPT. Let's actually, I think UTverse. Let's go to UTverse instead. I got to promote some UTverse here. So we're going to pull up some UTverse. Everything logs in good right here. Maybe I'll use OpenAI for them. Let's see. We'll see. Start now. OpenAI is loading a little faster. Okay. So here we are with ChatGPT. Make a Shiny app in R for me that allows me to do the following. 3 different boxes where one of the inputs is how much money I am making a week. The next 3 boxes are, the next box is my rent and utilities and groceries, called cost of living. The next box is how much I can save each month by cutting back. Then have the app output a graphic where if I take the amount saved and difference between income and cost of living and put it in a bank account making 3%, have the graph be the money the bank account will have over 20 years. Okay. Cross your fingers. Let's see what this does. I asked some big stuff. Usually you want to do things in little bits. Little bits. Where's my little bits? No, little bits.
Little bits.
There we go. Okay, okay. We got some stuff going right here. Code looks to be coding. Liking it. Really, when it comes to making apps like this, especially with what you can do with coding now, you're only limited by your imagination. And you just know you have to know how to speak to it. So we're gonna pull up our studio now, and we're gonna see. I want to give a quick shout out to Dave Ramsey. We used their app just a little while ago, and it really helped. I was trying to actually make an app, and I was like, I wonder if anyone has an app that does what I need it to do. And Dave Ramsey had a really good app that showed how much money you could save over certain periods of time, making more payments on your home payments on your house. I was like, oh, this is a pretty good app. Now I try to design my own app. Ooh, here we go. Okay, weekly income, monthly cost of living. Oh, that's negative. So this doesn't make sense right now. Doesn't make sense because my weekly, oh, that's weekly income. So we're good. That's how much money you'd have. And what we should see is it looks like it bends in the middle, which is weird. The graphics should go here. Wait, let's tell it to add another, I could probably add the input box. Where is there it is, interest rate, annual interest rate. So we need to grab the annual interest rate and put an input box for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to interest rate. Now I'm actually having to do the code because that's going to be an input up here. And we need to go here and go to numeric input. We're just going to grab this right here. We're going to copy it. That looks correct. There we go. And that is the name of the vector. And we're going to call it what we called it, interest rate. You're not meant to know how to do any of this. This is the fun stuff. Value will be set at 0.03. It'll have a minimum of 0 and step of 0.01. Yeah, sure. And then we can input our own thing, I think, if we step on it. And then this is interest rate. There we go. Now we can enter in our own value. And what we should see, oh yeah, it should look like that. That's good. Man, I'd love it if you got 11% interest. Whoa. I mean, if I'm reading this properly, if you were to get 13% interest on your money, pretty sure, and I wish this was a ggplot. I should be able to make it a ggplot. So there's the it is a ggplot. I want it to be a Plotly graphic. So can we not just throw this into a ggplotly and make it interactable? So let's go here and do Plotly, and then we need to do like a return Plotly. So now on this graphic we go, I think it's ggplotly. There's ggplotly. It takes, and then the return in here, plot output. This might work. Oh, okay, so it's mad about that. I think I threw the ggplot, so what I did wrong was this needs to be inside of ggplot, and then this needs to go inside of there. Cool. See if that works. Do not close the app. Oh, I got an error over here on this. That's not going to work, but that's fine. It's because the ggplotly should have, that's a theme being added on. You can see where things close if you go to the close on it. Okay, okay. So it needs to be, it should be right here. It's doing it over here on the side. So it is making it. And I don't know why we're not getting the graphic in the output there. So we are getting this. We're almost to where we want to be. Let's go back and let's maybe ask it to do it. So let's say this. Update the app. So someone can input their own interest rate. Also turn the graphic into a Plotly object. Where did I make mistakes? Where did I make mistakes? What did I do? So there's Plotly. And then it's going to do the same thing I did by doing the interest rate. So it literally did the same thing. Now it's doing it 3? Well, okay, it's doing it, changed it to 100. And now it's dividing it. Good. Yeah, it is doing the math there. And here's the Plotly. So it is doing it didn't throw ggplotly on it. It's actually doing it with native Plotly graphics. Maybe that's what it's mad about. Okay, let's see. Oops, there we go. See, you try to do things with AI and then, whoa, just does it better, quicker. So theoretically, if your weekly income is $1,000 and your monthly cost of living is $4,000, you're not going to save that much money. But even then, which is, if this is accurate, which is crazy, if you're saving 20 extra bucks a month and putting that away, you have $174K at the end of 20 years. Just 200, I said 20, I think, $200, that's at a 3% interest. So if you're only getting 2% interest, you can see the interest is really going to help you out right here, the 1% interest. And yeah, we could kind of check the math on this, because if you're making no interest, you would just have the money. And so now it says you should have about 126K. So what we could do here is with 200 bucks a month saved, and then times that by the 12, times that by the 20. And so something does seem a little bit off, because you shouldn't, or what it's doing also is if your weekly income is $4,000, well, then you'd be making 52 that much a year. And then the monthly cost of living would be subtracting this, and then you would times that by 20, and you would have 80. And so then 80, yeah, actually this does sound right now, because now you have 80,000 from that, and then you have 200 extra you're saving, and the 200 times the 12 times the 20 years, and you should have 128. Yeah, that's 128. The math checks out on that. So if you can, so what I did was, is there's 52 weeks in a year, you make $52,000 a year, $1,000 a week. Your monthly cost of living is $4,000. So with a month, you would have to pay out $48,000 a month. And then if you save $200 a month, that's an extra, my gosh, my brain's slowing down now. $2,400 a year, times that by 20, and that becomes the 48,000, I believe it was, which is ironically the same as your monthly cost of living over 1 year. Interesting. So now that we know this works, we can actually use it. And that's what's really fun right here. If your weekly income, let's say you get a 40K job out of college or high school, making 770, we can put this into the decimals. So that's your weekly income. Oh, you're going in the negative. We don't like that. We don't like that. So now you got to figure out your monthly cost of living. You live in an apartment in Knoxville, costs $1,200. So you got that right there. You know, if you can find a roommate or things like this, I feel like I'm Dave Ramsey right now. Yes, there you go. Right, Dave Ramsey show right here on YouTube. So you have $1,200 that you're currently spending on rent. And then if you can get your grocery bill to $100 a week, I think that's pretty good. Cut eating out. I don't eat out that much. Every time I eat out, I'm like, man, I just paid $80 for a meal, and I could have made this at home for 10, 20, and had a lot more food. So $100 a week for food is a pretty generous amount when you go to the grocery store, and you, especially if you buy in bulk or buy deals. I always look at what deals there are. Like, I'm like, oh, this is buy one, get one. And my wife's like, we don't usually eat that. And she's like, but you're going to eat it, right, if you buy it, because we don't save money if you don't eat it. So these things I have to be told, and I'm like, I will eat this, and then it'll be like a week later and I'll be like, I gotta eat this. So $1,600 on food and rent. Utilities, another $400 maybe, because your electricity is gonna be like 100-ish something maybe. Internet, 100, we'll throw a high number at that. You can get internet for less than 100. Water, parking, things like that. So you're looking at maybe 2,000. So 2,000, and so your cost of living is 2,000 now. There's 2,000. Hey, we're back in the positive. So, and I think with the Plotly, I can take this and extend it to only it is in months. So I can actually do this though. Watch this. You can do that with a Plotly. That's what's really cool about these graphics. You can just zoom in. So you'd be like, Brian, I want to know about 1 year. Here's the 1 year period. Make it nice and neat towards 1 year. Your friends all like, how do I save money? What do I do? You say, okay, we're gonna look at the 1 year period. I should be able to extend this axis. I'm trying to pull on this axis right here. Please. Okay. Plotly doesn't want a Plotly. We'll do it the old fashioned way again. That's good. I'll go to 12 months right there and do this. That's good enough. Good enough. It's not quite at 0. So now looking at this, you're over basically till the end of the year period right here. There's 11 months, 12 months, just slightly off the graphic. We'll deal with it. And so the first year, you think about it, if you can save $200 a month and cut back this number by 200, you'd really do well. Currently, at the end of the, it reset the graphic. You have $300,000 by the end of the first year. By the end of the first year, you should have, is that accurate? $16,000 in the bank? $16,000? It might be pretty accurate. I want to once again check this. So 770. Well, it's easy because we said you make 40K. And this is no interest even. This is you make no interest. So you make 40K, $2,000 times 12 months, times 1,000 first, times 12 months. And then, minus the, and there might be some rounding issues, but you're looking towards, that's month 13. Yeah. I don't know why R is getting a little bit weird on the round. Oh, because the numbers over here, maybe it might not be carrying all the decimals, but either ways, the app looks to be working from what we can tell, because you will have about 16,000 in the bank if you hold yourself to this plan. Holding yourself to this plan leaves about 16,000 in the bank, 2,000 to live off each month. Once again, if you start cutting back right here, you can see what happens. Just cutting back and saying, can I have a roommate? And I saved $200. Well, now you've gone up in the first year to, you have 18,000. You've got an extra 2,000 bucks in your pocket. You just times that by 12 and see how much you get, 2,400. But now you say, I'm splitting the utilities a little bit, so that's going to save me a little more money. Now you say, I found out better deals and I can go to Aldi's for certain things, another $500 saved. Now you put it in a bank account that is getting you 3% interest, and let's see how you're doing. So now you found a better bank account, you have saved a little bit of money, and you've went up from $16,000 to $22,000 by the end of the year. And I know this isn't buku money, $22,000 isn't life-changing, but that's going to start to get you some security to say, I have money in the bank and my bank account's growing. And what's really good is, and you'd be shocked, I went to Texas and I started saving money. This is where I started to realize these things, is it builds. Because let's say you get where you can get 4%, a much better account. And now you say, okay, the next 5 years is my growth years to where I'm going to start putting money away and saving. And my job is still paying 40,000, and I'm going to start putting money away. And over the next 5 years, you have 121,000 in the bank. And so if you think about 121,000, that's a 20% payment. I wouldn't liquidate the whole thing, but that's a 20% payment on a $600,000 house. And that's pretty nice in today's market. So you can see right there, the 120 is just from pretty decent job and, cost of living, cutting that back a little bit. And let's say you get, now the biggest thing is people have a lifestyle creep where they are going to increase their lifestyle every time they get a pay raise. They're like, oh, I just got a raise. Now I'm going to drive a nicer car. I just got a raise. We got to sell the house, buy a nicer house. My best advice is to learn to be happy with what you have. I know that sounds obvious, but I realized I was happy in college, like hanging out with my friends. Like we would just, have nights where we would watch movies. So my wife and I love to just watch a movie or play a video game together, or order some pizza or make some dinner or something like that. If you learn to be happy doing those things and you get happy at a certain lifestyle, just don't increase it. You're not going to be happier drinking a $500 bottle of wine than a $50 bottle of wine. Maybe the $5 bottle of wine. I don't know. I don't know if I've had good $5 bottles of wine, but they're not the worst. Some Franzia. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Find a good price of wine if you're over 21 and then stay there. So right here, we're going to say you actually now are making 60K. So we could just times that by 0.5. Well, we could. So 300, oh, wait a minute. No, take the 15 off, 385, I believe. So it should be, I like doing a little mental math. 385 should be 1,155. 1,155. Let's check it out. 1,155. 1,153 because there's decimals I didn't carry. So there is your 60K salary weekly, and we could have had someone put in, whoa. Yeah, you can see you're already over here at $1 million at the end of this graphic. Now this is 20 years, so things are going to change over 20 years. If you do not change your lifestyle and were to have this same lifestyle, which you might say, well, I'm making more money now, I want to get a nicer apartment, I want to buy more food, I want to eat out more, I want to buy nicer cars. Well, that's where this graphic starts to go down when you increase your monthly cost of living. You're going to then see it just loses the scale to it. So right here, if you can still have that roommate, still do that things, and you say, look, I'm going to make this work. Well, now at the end of the 5 years, you have 231, you have a nearly $250,000 in the bank. And of course, you might be getting more raises throughout your career, but this is how you slowly build wealth. It's over time. It's not some sudden you're wealthy tomorrow. And what would be great is if you get into the stock market and you make something like 11%, even with this job, which isn't, you know, like the highest paying job in the world, if you leave college at 23, by your 40s, you're a millionaire. And that's 11%, which is, I don't know. I mean, I wish I got into the stock market when it was, yeah, that's, if I had done that, truthfully, this is obtainable via the career path I chose. If I had just started investing my money earlier on, yes, this is obtainable. Worst case scenario at 2%, you're still a millionaire. Yeah, I didn't know how this graphic would turn out, but just lets you see that you're making $60,000 a year, and you know, of course, family and things like that, you're probably gonna have to figure out when to buy a home. But if you figure out how to keep this margin where your cost of living and your things, you keep this same distance away, like if you start making 80K, then you still need to have the same distance where you're still putting away the same amount. Hypothetically, it'd be great if you put in more towards your savings, but if you were to keep the same ratios, as in, or I guess the same distance, we should say, not a ratio, because then you'll be putting away more, you did be a millionaire. Be a millionaire by your early 40s. You'd be my age, 42, and you'd be a millionaire. Say, Brian, what did you do with your life? Why aren't you a millionaire? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm the one showing you how to be a millionaire. So just to be clear, it goes by quickly, what my dad says to me, because before you know it, you're 40. Before I know it, I'm 60. And you're thinking about retirement. So if you don't do these things now, you'll just be talking in your 40s how you got to plan for retirement. And I'm lucky that I've kind of started to realize these things, and I started planning for retirement in my 30s. But I wish I had started saving in my 20s. And I think nothing explains this better than using graphics and data to say, what could I do? Now let's go for the best case scenario. You get a degree in business analytics and you know how to do things like this, kind of manipulate data, use AI, and run data and make decisions. You come out with the master's degree in business analytics. I'm going to promote our stuff here right now if anyone ever watches this in the future. You come out making 110. We have people who have gotten 6 figures leaving the business analytics program. I can't promise you'll get that. These are definitely the go-getters, the people who are like, I'm going to go into industry, or I'm going to do this big thing. And we're like, wow. And we just are very impressed. More importantly, we want you doing something you want to do, but if it pays good, that's a bonus, literally. So now that's how much you get a week. So you look there. Now, I don't think you're going to have this sort of $2,000 monthly cost of living. It'd be great if you did, but I can't. my mortgage will preclude, 7 point something percent, 7.375, I think, interest rate on my mortgage is not helping me, man. Just tell them to give me a 2% mortgage and I'll be closer to being able to do this. Anyways, let's say you have at this point, let's say you have a $2,500 mortgage and your bills total up to $4,000 total. $4,000 monthly. Bills can get expensive. $4,000 monthly cost of living, and especially kids can change lifestyles too. But at this point, if you were to come out as a 23-year-old MSBA graduate making $110,000, and your monthly cost of living is $4,000, so if you're living in an apartment and you got a nice downtown apartment for $1,000 or $2,000, you could probably go under this. Let's say you do that. You go live in a downtown apartment and you're walking places. Maybe you don't even buy a car because you're like, I can take local transportation. And I'm just going to save. Well, I mean, at this point, if you wanted to buy $1 million home, you don't got it. Don't just buy $1 million home and say you bought one. I mean, it's buy a home you like, buy a home where you want to live, buy a home if you want to raise a family in that area. So choose based on those things. Choose based on what you want, not the price of the home. The $1 million home, you're going to need $200,000 to put the down payment at 20%. And you have that 2.5 years into your job. In your mid-20s, you'd have to liquidate, so maybe you have some savings before this. So let's say you want to say at 300,000 because you don't want to liquidate everything. 300,000. A little over 3 years, 3 and 8 months into your job. So you're looking at 27. You're putting down a payment on $1 million house, down payment 20%, and you're keeping 100K in your bank. And yeah, you're doing that in your mid-20s. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, the goal isn't just to make the number and the graph go as big as possible. It's fine if at year 20. You know, it'd be really interesting and really cool. Watch this. Let's see if it can do this, because this will be crazy. This will be the coolest app ever, and then we'll probably end office hours, because I don't think I have anything much on my schedule, so I'm just having some fun. If you wonder why I do this, I love data. I only have a class that we canceled today, so because they got to go out and do some stuff. Capstone right there showing up on my calendar. Okay, so we're gonna ask the AI now to allow us to enter in, allow for the app, or add an input that will subtract from the amount at a current month, as it'll have 2 boxes where someone enters in the month. And also, before you go, Proctor is not working on my computer for some reason. Do you have any tips? Swing by my office hours. Yes, you could go to OIT or office hours on Thursday. Swing by Bailey. Let me know. I'm just kind of having some fun, and throw those questions here on anytime. Bailey Marsh to credit. Swing by office hours on Thursday, or if you're on the Discord, I can actually join and see your screen on the Discord. But also OIT might be able to help too. Mebot, you can add those points. Thank you, Bailey, right there. Let me know office hours, excuse me, Discord, and we can get it working. So. Okay. I could just add more of these inputs. So yeah. And email me too, and we could also Zoom. You see, that's why I say Zoom. Like, we could Zoom. On Discord, you can just click like talk to person, and you just talk to them. So I really like, that Discord has the availability to just be like, hey, I have a question. You're like, oh, hey, you just join in. There we go. It took away the run at the bottom. I could probably copy paste all the things. Here, we'll do a new script. There we go. Okay, here we go. Whoa, it did it. It literally did it. We have it. I could pretty this up, but I mean, this is it. I can see it. We said you're making 110,000. Divide by 12. Let's, divide. Like, that's all right. Times 12. Divide by 52. There we go. Monthly cost of living is, we said, $4,000. And then the monthly savings, we'll cut back none right now. You're making 3%. Yeah. Something feels different on it right now. It says, 251. Yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, that did it. And then you'd be back around 250K around month 82. So before your 50s, or 50s, that's talking to me. You're welcome, Bailey. So 82 months in, that's less than 7 years. So that's when you're about to hit 30. So by the time you're 30, you're living in, I got to think about your mortgage then. I guess with raises, it might counterbalance. It's theoretically possible to be 30 years old, living in $1 million house that you put in on a big down payment on, and you have $500,000 in the bank. Of course, kids and stuff, once again, can change this number rapidly. Like you start increasing this, you see you just drained your bank account there, which I wouldn't suggest dropping down to $7,000. You still have done it. You just barely made it. Maybe you push it back then to you don't do the house buying at, then you do it at closer to here. That'd be more safe. And maybe you're saying, well, I have more cost of living, which maybe you get a better bank account. So, yeah. I mean, this is, if you want to do it before 30, 7 years, 7 times 12 is 84. So it's right before 30. And then, yeah, and this is 20 years out. 20 years out, you almost have $1 million in the bank. And 20 years out, once again, then you're my age. So you're like, man, I'd be so old. I'll be old. And you're probably not making the same money 20 years out. Probably you've increased your income. And of course, cost of living might change too. A lot of things change, but yeah, and you just start saving a little bit of money, start cutting back a little bit, and you can see the graphic much better. So I don't think people usually have this long-term of idea of how things change. And yeah, I'll do one more. Let's see this. So let's say you are currently making no money. It can't be. This should go flatline. No, right? Monthly saving. No one wants to save any money. There we go. Good. So what it should do? You currently you're at net even. Does that make sense? You have no savings. You're not doing anything. You just got no money. Subtract amount. There we go. So what I asked you to try to do is try to figure out how to cut back and save, even if you just put the money in a jar. So if you were to save just like $5 a month, by the time you finish college, if you're new to college, right? Because we can do the math on this. $5 a month, 5 times 48 would be $240. Yeah, there you go. So that's just $5 a month. But I think you can do better than $5 a month. How much does your Starbucks coffee cost? Starbucks coffee is $5 these days. You get that 5 days a week, and there's 52 weeks in a year. Divide by 12 for monthly savings. You cut out your coffee. Now with you cutting out your coffee, by the end of college, cutting out your coffee, you got another $5,000 in your pocket. Someone said to you today, I'll give you $5,000 if you go buy a Keurig machine. Here's an extra $308. You go buy a Keurig machine, $5,000, because if you start buying K-Cups in the right way or start using a coffee maker that you brew your own coffee, it's going to cost cents. It's going to cost 10, 15, 20 cents a cup. There's expensive K-Cups out there because, my gosh, reusable K-Cups, or even, I know it sounds crazy, coffee filters and putting your coffee in and making a pot and drinking from the pot. Especially if you have roommates and you say to them, hey, I'll make a pot of coffee for $1, just chip into the, man, you could, and hey, if someone told me and I was the mindset I am nowadays and they said, hey, this is, I'll make you coffee a week for $5. Every morning you wake up, there's fresh coffee. And you just got to chip into the coffee fund. $5 would pay for it with the way my wife and I buy in bulk from Amazon. So you could possibly, with roommates, even have a way to help them save money, and you would have costs made up, and it would be a good deal for them. So maybe you do that. Well, let's see, what else do people do that they can really save money on? Every time you go out to eat, going out to eat is like $30 now. If you go out to eat it's really hard to be under 30 like bucks going out to eat. You go out to eat once a week, that's that amount right there. And that's the weekly amount right there, going out to eat. Wait, it said $30 a week, so it's just $30. What am I doing? And so here we go there. And once again, at the end of college, now you have $6,000. Getting near some sizable amount of money. I don't know. It's basically for every $100, and this isn't even interest. We'll throw interest on there. 4%, and now you're at $7,000. So for every $100 you put away, that you can save, it's around $5,000. For every $100. So if you figure out a way to put away $500 extra a month, then you are making extra $25,000 while in college. If you can put away $1,000 a month while in college, you walk out after a 4-year degree with $52K in the bank with 4% interest. So that's a really good jumping off point, or that's a lot of your student loans. And $1,000 a month can be hard to do, but it just depends on your circumstances. So I ask you to consider these things and think about it, because even $100 by cutting back on coffee is going to help you get another $5,000. And then if you just do this, I mean, even for the next 20 years, cutting back on your coffee, you're looking at $36,000. And that $1,000, $363,000. So anyways, I like data. I like fun, and I don't know, kind of a neat app that we just made here on the spot. Till then, bye for now, everyone. Bye. We've almost got these new intros ready. We're almost there.
This has been going for like 20 hours. This ends now.